Hi, Ashley here. For those of you that do not know, I was in a car accident on September 5th, 2018, and since then I've been having a lot of problems with my mid to lower back, a little bit of weird stuff going on with my neck. Just I need strengthening in my neck muscles after the accident, whiplash, and so forth. But I've also been having problems with both hips, specifically my right, and sharp pains shooting down my arms and my legs, down to my hands and fingers and my feet and my toes, with some numbness and tingling and fun stuff after a car accident. I've been having headaches. So it is now October 22nd. I've been trying to get in physical therapy, but any place that will take my insurance, and it's been a whole big fiasco. I'm in nursing school, having the time to do it, having a place that's convenient to where I'm not driving over an hour just to get somewhere to do physical therapy for an hour or longer, and then having to still be back at campus, which is an hour away. There's not enough hours in the day for me to do it. But I got in with a spine and rehab facility. So he's a chiropractor, but he's spine, and they do physical therapy, and they do all sorts of stuff in there. So I was able to finally get in with him, and this video is going to be about my first week visiting him and kind of figuring out what is going on. I'm going to try and just keep it to my first week, unless there's just not that much that we do the first week, and then I'll kind of condense it all. But we will see as we go forward. If you like what you see, please hit that like button, subscribe. I do all sorts of stuff. I do everything from makeup to vlogging my daily life to weird shit always seems to happen to me, so I just kind of follow along with how I fix things, or how doctors fix things, or basically, hey, look at everything that kind of sucks that we're trying to make better. So that just seems to be my life. Or even just videos of my crazy children, because they're pretty fabulous. So if you like what you see, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you want to see in the future. Let me know what you don't like that I could do better. Or just let me know that you're here. Tell me where you're from. So I just got to King Spinal and Sports Rehab, which is where I'm going to be seen for my back, neck, hips, and the pain shooting up and down my arms and legs after my car accident on September 5th, where basically I was at a stop waiting for the car ahead of me to turn left. We are on a busy 2-lane, and a gentleman was not paying attention, and he hit the back of my car while I was at a stop. Speed limit on that road is 55. He's not sure how fast he was going, and he didn't hit his brakes until the split second, literally, before he hit me. So, I mean, he was probably going anywhere from, I'll be generous and say from 45 to 55, but he was probably closer to 55 or even faster, because I mean, if he's playing on his cell phone and not paying attention, he's probably not abiding by the speed limit either. So high rate of speed, I was stopped. I have not felt very good since then, and I've kind of been waiting because my health insurance is not wanting to pay for me to go, considering it was related to a motor vehicle accident. I don't want the bills coming to me, because his insurance is, dragging their feet on everything to the point where, they have not called me once. They refused to call me. They wouldn't return phone calls, if my husband called or if I called. They've just dragged their feet about everything, and it hit where it was past a month in, and nothing had been done, so I had to go and get a lawyer, which I did not want to do. It's the last thing I wanted to do. I just wanted them to take care of me, my car, get my car fixed. It was pulling teeth to get that done. My car sat at the shop for over a week, or no, just at a week before the adjuster even came to look at it so that they could start the work. And they actually had an appointment to meet me there when I dropped the car off. So they no-showed that. They were not proactive with the rental car. They didn't, like, we were already there before they decided to take care of the rental car. So we got stuck. We got lucky we even got a car big enough for us and all of our kids and car seats and stuff. But it was not even remotely comparable to our car. And had they been given notice like they claimed that they had done, then Enterprise would have been able to actually give us the exact same car that we have. Maybe not as nice as ours, but we didn't really expect that. But so, you know, that was loads of fun. Getting a car that didn't have the same amount of seats like it didn't have. I mean, we have third row seating. There's 2 in the back. That's where the girls sit. So there's, you can see the forward-facing car seat right there. And then that right there is my daughter's rear-facing car seat. My son gets the whole middle row. But at least once a week, we have at least one other person staying in our home with us. So that kind of, I mean, we use all of these seats for some reason or another every week, every day. Like, it's a big deal when we don't have all those seats. And you're having to take 2 cars to places. That's why we spent the extra money and got this car. That's, I mean, that was kind of the whole point. And plus things like GPS, because your girl here is not from this area. I cannot get around without that. That thing saves my life. Like, I don't know what I would do without that thing. Literally, I was struggling hard because the van did not have GPS. And yes, I'm aware I have GPS on my iPhone, but then I'm wrangling a phone while I'm trying to drive down the road. There's no, like, good way. You can buy, I cannot tell you how many little, like, stands I've gotten that, like, might stick to the windshield or clips into the vent or whatever. I've bought so many. I have bought so many of those, and none of them work. They don't hold my phone up. They don't hold it at the right angle. They don't, it just, I mean, the whole point is to not be on your phone while you're driving, so why should I be on my phone trying to figure out GPS when I should have it right in front of me? And that's what I'm used to. And then, of course, I am a nursing student, so a lot of my phone calls are taken while I'm driving. And this car has awesome Bluetooth, so I can dial and not have to touch my phone. I can hear my text messages. I can respond to text messages. If it's my husband and it's something that he needs to know, like, right then. Or, you know, my mom, hey, you know, this is where I'm at with your child. So, I mean, the Bluetooth is pretty important to me, being able to answer phone calls, being able to make phone calls, because when I have to call a doctor's office, when I have to call, like, my fertility doctor, the school for my kids, whatever it is that I'm doing, I need Bluetooth, because I'm probably not going to have a whole lot of time during the day to make, like, every single phone call, especially considering most of the people that I have to call, I generally sit on hold for 40 minutes, an hour and a half, whatever. And this is to include the pediatrician's office that I tried. No, it wasn't the pediatrician. It was my fertility doctor. I sat on hold for over 2 hours the other day. Like, multiple phone calls. So I think it was like 45 minutes the first time. And then, like, yeah, it was pretty bad. And then I'd get disconnected, or I would have to go to class because, you know, I might only have so much time between classes. Or I think I had to run to an appointment and then get back to campus. I mean, it's just, I'm constantly running, guys. It's insane. Fridays are my only free days, and those days are spent with my mom and my 3-year-old until the other 2 get out of school. So, I mean, Fridays are the only day I'm not literally running in circles. Monday I have quite a few hours between classes, but it's generally split up between me trying to squeeze in doctor's appointments like today, study sessions, doing homework, and things like that. Like I kind of try and plan my week to where I do as little homework during the waking hours that my kids are like off the bus or home with me, and you know, so I have time to eat, I have time to get laundry done, I have time to do all of the things that I'm supposed to do as a mom and that I should do as a mom, like spend time with my kids. But still, I mean, I have to do my homework. I have to, like, and my kids know, like, I'm sorry, mommy loves you and I want to get down on the floor and play with you right now, but number one, I can't because my back hurts, but number two, mommy's got a lot of homework to do. So let me knock out this chunk, and as soon as I'm to the level where I need to be at, to where I know I've got time to finish it before it's due and not like 2 minutes before it's due finishing it. I mean, I'm kind of trying to space everything. So I just went off on a really odd tangent because of Bluetooth in my car. But anyways, that minivan was not comparable to this car. But so now the last aspect of getting past this car accident: my back, my legs, my hips, my arms, my shoulders, not so much my neck, although I have this really, really weird thing that happens when I walk, but I feel like an idiot when I talk about it because I know it makes me sound crazy, but it's this weird thing that happens when I walk now, and it drives me insane. And I'm really hoping that when I go in and see Dr. King that he doesn't just think I'm insane and he says, oh my god, no, I know what that is, we can fix that. Because if this is the rest of my life, I'm gonna be pretty mad. But hopefully this is it. And even just sitting, like, the sun is right here and I'm trying to sit to where the sun is not directly in my face, but it hurts. Oh yeah, the back warmers. I pretty much constantly have it on high because it feels better on my back to have really hot heat on my back. But okay, well, my appointment is in a couple minutes, so I'm gonna go inside. You guys, there's no way I could resist getting a picture of my face sticking through the little hole while I was receiving electrical stimulation. So this is just me receiving electrical stimulation for about 15 minutes. Okay, so I'm home from Dr. King's office, and he believes that I'm having some problems with some discs in my spine, my lower spine, lumbar spine, of course. We already kind of knew that. And he also believes there's something wrong with the labrum in my right hip, which is kind of where in non-medical terms, where the head of the femur rests in your pelvis. It's called the acetabulum, but it's where that sits. There's an area there called the labrum, and that's where he thinks the problem is with that. When he was just doing standard movements, it popped and dislocated, and he was like, oh, okay, so we're gonna MRI that, because that's not what's supposed to happen. And then obviously there was a lot of discomfort, and he goes, yeah, you just about like passed out and threw up on me, so yeah, we're gonna do an MRI of that in my lumbar spine, the very lower portion of my spine. And then on Wednesday, which is 2 days from now, I'm going to go in for an eval for physical therapy. And I'm going to do physical therapy 3 days a week for, I don't even know how long. So I'm going to start physical therapy probably, if they can get me in the end of this week, that would be phenomenal. So maybe I'll end up starting it on Thursday, because they're not in on Fridays. So hopefully I will start on Thursday. If not, then I will just start next week, and get my physical therapy rolling so I can get better. So I realized that I forgot to make a video about my physical therapy. I did start my physical therapy yesterday. So I went in at 8 a.m. yesterday and met with my physical therapist for the first time, and I love her. Her name is Kelly. She's super nice, very easy to talk to. Like, we talked nonstop the whole time. There was no like awkwardness. She started me off with 10 minutes on a bike to warm up. And then after that, she started doing, like, basically I laid down on a table and we did a bunch of exercises to help my hips and my lower back. And this woman, like, it was great. It was fantastic. Like, I felt so weak, but I mean, she just kept reassuring me, this is what we're doing. This is going to get better. You're going to get stronger. She never made me feel like inadequate. Like, I'm weak. Like, my hip, it can't handle anything. Like, I'm kind of shocked I can't even carry myself every day. It's kind of insane how weak it felt. But she had me do all of my exercises, and then she went through, like, stretching. And this woman took her time. Like, she really, really took her time to make sure I was stretched out and I was not going to just be miserable for the whole rest of the day yesterday because of what she did. Now, I am super sore today, but I don't think it has anything to do with physical therapy. I am having excruciating pains down my legs and like throbbing, but it's not like my hip itself that's having the problem. It's the pains down my leg, which I believe is coming from, like, they think I have problems with some of my discs. So it's more like nerve type pain, which there's nothing she can do about that. And some days are just bad days, and today is a bad day. Like, I was up half the night in pain and I woke up in pain. But yeah, so I mean, some days are bad and some days are not so bad, and today is just a bad day, like a really, really bad pain day. But I mean, I don't feel like that has anything to do with physical therapy, because this is occurring, you know, like, out of a week I'm having like 3, 4 maybe bad days, and then, you know, the other days just aren't so bad. So I appreciate those days because I kind of get a break. But yeah, physical therapy was phenomenal. I love her. I'm going 3 times a week for the next 4 weeks, and my MRI is November 5th. And hopefully after that we will have like a set game plan, because right now it's like, okay, we're just going to do this until we get your MRI. But hopefully I'll have a set game plan and an end to all of this soon. So I'm really looking forward to working my way through this and being done and feeling back to normal.